Hello, GotAUkulele.com back with an instrument review for you. This is a couple of firsts for me in this one. It's the first instrument from a luthier brand called Grenosi, made by a luthier called Gregor Novak. And it's also the first instrument I have reviewed that has come all the way from Vienna in Austria. And this is it. This is Gregor's Soprano Machete ukulele. Machete? Well, the Machete, also known as Cavaquinho, things like that, come from Madeira in Portugal, and whilst there's some dispute over this, it's arguably one of the main contenders for the instrument that was introduced to Hawaii, which became the ukulele. So he's built this one to look like a machete. It's not a machete because they are normally strung with steel strings and tuned differently. This is strung like a ukulele and tuned for GCEA, standard soprano tuning. And come on, that is absolutely beautiful. That narrow waist and very narrow body, in fact, is traditional of the instrument that it's modelled on. And I think it just works absolutely wonderfully. So there we are. We've got a solid spruce top, very, very diminutive dimensions on the body depth as well. And look at those sides, absolutely beautiful. And wow, look at the back. This is curly walnut, two pieces on the sides. The spruce is two pieces on the top. And I just think, I mean, I've not got the right sort of light because I've got a fluorescent tube on this, but honestly, this is shimmery. It is absolutely stunning. We've got more decoration. We've got curly maple edge binding with a little black stripe in it. We've got more of the curly walnut round the sound hole, which is really nice. And one of my favourite things on it, very traditional of the Machete, is that bridge, like a moustache, isn't it? Made of ebony. The bridge pins are made of Indian rosewood and are topped with gold and pearloid dots. I'm not going to be able to show you that. Have a look at the pictures on the website. Absolutely beautiful. And that is an ivory substitute compensated hand carved saddle piece. I mean, there's just really nice appointments everywhere on this instrument. More at the base, more curly walnut in that V shape, and that's another Indian rosewood strap button with more of the gold and pearl dot. Really nice. No binding on the back. Looking inside, really neat and tidy. Spruce ladder bracing, notched kerfing, just really nicely done. Up to the neck, this is made of mahogany, very traditional. Looks like a stacked heel here, which surprised me. No, not a major gripe. In fact, if anything, jointed necks can be a bit stronger. But I mention it because people seem to want to know about that. And topping that is a ebony fingerboard. It's not edge bound, but the edges are stained black, which hides the frets. Supremely dark, supremely nicely finished. And we've got a generous 17 nickel silver frets with 12 to the body. It's my only gripe about the instrument is that they're kind of jumbo frets, and I think on a little tiny instrument like this, they would look better if they were the really tiny thin bar frets that you saw on the Martin I reviewed recently. Minor gripe. Pearloid dot position markers at the 5th, 7th and 12th spaces. Sadly, no side position markers. Now, that may be because of the traditional look he's going for, but I'd still like at least one. There we are. Faux ivory nut set up really well. Really cool looking headstock. I mean, that is faced in more curly walnut and not just a slab of it put on. It's actually book matched on the facing. I mean, the detail in this instrument is remarkable. And look at those. They may look like wooden violin tuners, which would be really traditional. They're not. They're peg heads. They're metal shafted, and they've actually got gears inside them. So they look about as old as you can get, but they work just like gears. Really, really good. Great choice of tuners. This is strung, as I say, GCEA with Worth Brown strings, and that's going to set you back the not inconsiderable sum of €1,300. It is expensive, there's no way around that, but when you look at the amount of work that's gone into the detailing of this, and the build quality is absolutely outstanding. I mean, there's just nothing at all wrong with it. It's so well put together. I can totally see where that money's gone. but it is expensive. There we are. But what you're getting is a supremely light little instrument, really nicely balanced at the 12th. Just really nice all round, really. Which would mean nothing if it didn't play very well, and that is a very, very small body, both in terms of the breadth and the dimensions generally, and that narrow waist. And that's what really surprised me, because this has got a real bark. It's got so much volume and sustain. Whoa. I mean, it's like it's right up there with some of the best sopranos I've played. It's just really good. You know, it's sort of, the sustain just goes into your chest. Still going, still going, still going. Oh, digging in on finger picking, it really does have a clear, clear voice. It's got that real sort of jangle. All the notes are in there in the mix. It's called dynamic range. It's complex in tone. It should be for the money. It's remarkable how much it puts out from such a tiny little body. Yeah, it's expensive, but this is really well made, and it's honestly one of the most attractive ukuleles I've reviewed, in my opinion. This is shortly going to be winging its way back to Vienna, where it will be available for sale. If you're in the market for something high end, I think I'd really urge you to have a look at the Grenosi website. Link is in the main written review, and have a look at some of the work that he does, because he's just got a knack of making really attractive, traditional yet distinctive instruments, and this one is certainly in that category. This gets a very high score from me. The Grenosi Soprano Machete ukulele from Gregor Novak in Vienna, highly recommended. This has been a joy to test. See you soon.